Good morning. Good morning. I'm Kimberly Bishop, Associate State Director at ARP Michigan, and I'm glad you chose to spend some time with us this morning for our August Rhythm Circle. I'm always amazed by the location of our viewers, so please take a moment to say hi in the comments and let us know where you're watching from. These monthly rhythm sessions are a way for us to have fun with purpose. The music is the fun, and learning about brain health is the purpose. I've shared a lot of information from the Global Council on Brain Health related to how music can positively impact our brain health, which is why we've chosen rhythm circles. They're a fun way to get a little brain exercise together and learn some music history along the way. Before we get started today, I'm going to share a little bit about how diet can impact our brain health. We all know that the foods we eat have a huge impact on our bodies. Our brains are no exception. And research shows that things like the MIND, or MIND, which stands for Mediterranean Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay, that was a mouthful, but we'll post links for more information. But the MIND diet focuses on specific brain beneficial food groups. It's linked with better brain health as well as dementia prevention. Research also shows, that the same benefits can't be obtained from consuming the same nutrients through supplements. The reasons for this aren't completely understood, but experts believe that they may lie in how pills and foods metabolize in different ways in our bodies. So here are the 5 foods recommended for brain health: leafy greens, berries, and Bujo was eating berries for breakfast before we started. That's probably why his brain is so healthy. Fish, nuts, and cocoa. The MIND diet has been shown to help stave off cognitive decline and protect against brain disease. I think I just decided what to have for dinner today. And again, we'll have links to information about the MIND diet and the 5 foods that you need to eat. So now I'm going to turn it over to Kevin Bujo Jones. Kevin is our resident percussionist. He is a percussionist, a band leader, producer, and educator. He's a faculty member with MSU Percussion and Jazz Studies and serves on the board of directors for the West Michigan Jazz Society. In addition, we have his lovely wife, Martine, who is not a drummer, but she is a violinist. I got it wrong last month, so I hope I got it right today. So I'd like to welcome Kevin Bujo Jones and his lovely wife, Martine.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for that wonderful, lengthy introduction. You know, the older I get, the longer the resume gets. So sometimes it's just best to hit the big spots, the good spots. You know. Thank you so much, and hopefully everyone is ready to participate in our monthly rhythm circle today. We both live, my wife and I, Martine, live in Michigan, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and we're joining you through the wonderful, this wonderful thing called technology or the internet today. Normally, I want to start out by saying that normally the past couple of months we've been utilizing playing on what we call djembe drums, which look like this. I'm just grabbing one from
one of the babies.
One of the baby drums, baby djembe. The djembe drum is from West Africa, specifically the Mali Empire. Has a long tradition, and we've been kind of focusing on that. But today we're going to do a little change of pace. And today what we have before, what we'll be playing is Conga drums. The Conga drum is originally is a derivative, or the child or the grandchild of the Ngoma drums, or a mixture of drums from Africa. and really gained popularity and became what we see here today in places like Cuba. And in Cuba, they call them tumbadoras. So, so we're playing the tumbadoras today. But for the Americanized word conga, conga drum, it's very different in shape and size from the djembe. As you can see, this is one of my babies. This is a conga drum. They have different sizes. They have like 3 or 4, sometimes 5 different sizes. And you could purchase one of these for cheap. If you don't have a drum, a djembe, or a conga at home, of course, as always, you can grab something from around the house. There's the trusty coffee mate container that you can make sound with, right? And then you have, I have a sea salt right here. And you could use that as a shaker to participate if you don't have anything else and you don't want to mess up your hands, right? So the 3 basic sounds that we learned on djembe, basically the same on conga, except on conga there's different variations of those sounds. There's much more than that. You have tone, bass, and slap. Tone, bass, slap. Right? In addition, the conga also has a muffled sound as opposed to an open tone. There's different types of slaps. There's an open slap, closed slap, muffled slap. And you find this drum a lot of times in, besides R&B and soul music, you will definitely see them in every salsa band and rock and, you know, all over. So you'll hear so you also have these sounds, which is called heel toe. So there's a lot of different sounds you can get out of the drum. But today we're going to focus on 2 of the 3 basic sounds, okay? So grab your drums or your coffee mate container or Tupperware or whatever or just if you have a table, even if it's a TV tray or something like that, try to get the correct sounds out the drum. As always, very much like the djembe, we want to concentrate first on the tone sound. So the tone sound on this drum, you want to hold your hand, you know, not your fingers aren't completely together, but close together. And you want to come down, focusing your energy on this first knuckle here from the pad of your hand, the pad of your hand up to this. That's where you focus your energy. Not that the other parts of your fingers don't hit the drum, but that's where your energy comes. So let's try that. You repeat it. I want you to repeat after me. So you're going to play with whatever hand. It could be your right or your left, doesn't matter. You want to play a tone. So so you want to come a little bit more onto the drum. Unlike djembe, you come slightly a fraction of an inch back to the edge. When you play conga, you want to come a little bit more towards the center of the drum. So you want your hand, your knuckles to be on top of here. Okay? So let's try again. Try your other hand. So that's a tone sound. The next sound is a bass sound, which is the same as we did with the djembe. So you want to come down with your palm and all of your fingers. So you don't want to do this like this with your fingers up. And you definitely don't want to use this part like your heel of your, you don't want to do that, okay? You want to come down straight up and down like this. So you try. Bass, 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 bass. Good, okay? So we have tone and bass. Tone, bass, okay? So the last one I'm going to give to you is slap, and it's much harder to get a nice slap sound out of the conga drum, because with the conga drum, the head is much thicker than a djembe. Normally on djembes, they use a goat skin head. On conga drums, they usually use a heavier, thicker, like cow skin. Sometimes they use mule skin, which is really thick. But for the most part, they use cow skin, cowhide. Okay, so slap sound. What you want to do, same, very, very similar to djembe. You want to come down here. Your hand is going to hit the edge of the drum and then come down like that. And your fingertips are the ones that hit last. So it's almost like a whipping action. So if you shoot a basketball, think of that, like Steph Curry or Michael Jordan or somebody, you know, like flicking your wrist a little bit more, okay? So you guys try, okay? Repeat after me. Slap, 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 slap. So what you want to do is spread your fingers out a little bit more. So when you come down, you're coming down here and then with your fingertips. Better. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of different rhythms today. Some of them will include the slap sound, but many of them you don't have to worry. It took me, when I first started playing, it took me over 6 months to get a decent slap sound out of the drum. And I didn't start on djembe, I started on conga. So with the conga drum, you know, don't worry, don't get frustrated. You just keep working at it and you eventually get it. Okay, so the first rhythm that we are going to play, we're going to play, let's see, bass, tone, slap. Okay, so if you can't do the slap, don't worry, don't get frustrated. Okay, so this rhythm has, well, let's start out with the first half, okay? The first half of the rhythm is bass, tone, slap. Right. Bass, tone, slap. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Bass, tone, slap. Bass, tone, bass, tone, slap. Bass, tone, slap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bass, tone, slap. 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 Very good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Slap. Okay, very good. So that's the first half of the rhythm. Bass, tone, slap. The next half, the second half of the rhythm is bass. Well, let's do bass, tone, 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 slap. So bass, tone, 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 slap. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bass, tone, 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 slap. Bass, tone, tone, tone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Very good. Okay? So let's put those two parts together. Let's take the first half and the second half, and we're going to play them back to back. Okay? So if you remember, the first part was 3 notes. Bass, tone, slap. Second half, bass, tone, 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 slap. Bass, tone, slap. Bass, tone, 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 slap. So it's going to sound like this. I'm going to play it very, very slowly. Bass, tone, slap. Bass, tone, 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 slap. Bass, tone, slap. Bass, tone, 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 slap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bass, tone, slap. Bass, tone, 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 slap. Bass, tone, tone, tone. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bass, tone, slap. Bass, tone, 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 slap. if you notice in this pattern, and let me just take out just a quick reminder that learning patterns and learning in this way really, really helps your brain health, besides coffee. No, I'm kidding. So if you notice this pattern, your right hand, your right side is doing the same thing. It's repeating. That's what your right hand is doing, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? It's just doing the same thing. So your motion is going to be this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So as long as this keeps going, you'll never lose your place. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your right hand is always doing bass, tone, slap. Or if you're left-handed, you're playing the pattern opposite. Right? So left-handed, right-handed, depending on what your dominant hand is. Okay. My wife, Martine, is left-handed, but she's doing all the patterns right-handed. Anyway, ooh, the sun went in. Oh boy. Okay, we lost our sun. We lost our natural light for a little bit. So nothing happened. Nothing happened. So let's take it up a little bit faster. This rhythm is called Isocota. Isocota, which is a traditional Congo rhythm from Congo. Anyway, so let's try like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bass, tone, slap, bass, slap, tone, tone, slap. 1, 2, ready, begin. So that's called Isocota. Isocota. So that, if you notice, that rhythm is what we would call, say it's in a different meter than the normal 4/4, 2, 3, 4. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually in 6. I had to count my fingers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Or triplet feel, or 3 in divisions of 3. So, you know, rhythms can be subdivided in certain ways. You can give it a 3 and a 4 feel at the same time. So that's one rhythm that we wanted to do. But I wanted to leave the more traditional rhythms and talk a little bit about rhythms that are associated with the music from the United States. And so we're going to learn a rhythm that you've probably heard many, many times. This rhythm, you'll hear it on songs like Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On," or Marvin Gaye's "Inner City Blues," or some of the Isley Brothers songs that I played on there. And if I must say so myself. Anyway, so these rhythms are in 4/4 meter. Some of it is syncopated. The first part is not syncopated, and the second half is. So in our music from the United States, soul, R&B, jazz, the emphasis is on 2 and 4. Like 1, 3, 4, hey, 3, 2, 1, right? 1, 3. Now everybody, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. So that's the feeling. You know, so you have that feeling. 2, 3. Now, that all comes from the church field hollers. Right? Well, there's not enough room in the camera for me to dance. See, to do the dance. You know, anyway. So, but anyway, so we want to go back to this rhythm, and it's interesting that it doesn't have a name per se. I just name them like my R&B pattern or my funk pattern for congas, for conga drum. So let's start out with the first 3 notes. Here we go. We're going to do 2 tones and 1 slap. 1. Can you do that? 1 and 2. Very good. Tone, tone, slap. 1, 2, ready with me. Tone, tone, slap. 3, 4. 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 3, 4. 3, 4. 1 and 2. 3, 4. Tone, tone, slap. 3, 4. 3, 4. Tone, tone, slap. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay? That's the first half. So now here comes the tricky part. So we're going to play tone, tone, slap, tone, 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 slap. So basically what we're playing is the second half is you're gonna at 1 and 2. Your left hand is playing all on the upbeats. And why is that? Because this pattern is alternate hands. So those 3 tones with your left hand are all on the upbeats, or on the syncopated part of the rhythm. So tone, tone, slap, tone, 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 slap. Tone, tone, slap. Tone, 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 slap. Tone, tone, slap. Tone, 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 slap. For those of you that have like a little tambourine around or something, can you play that?
How was it?
One and a 2.
Yeah.
3 and a 4. So you want to keep it going, right? So can you do this? First do this. Okay, but make them even. 1 and a half. Oh, it is? you play the rhythm.
Wait a minute, let me try this.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So this it's been so humid that the tambourine, the head on the tambourine is very, very low, very low.
Saggy.
It's sagging, and it doesn't really sound that good. But anyway, what I wanted to talk a few minutes about is that the history of the tambourine in American music is very, very important, because the drums that we have like this, the Conga drum, and the djembe, and the dunduns, and all the drums that, the hand drums that I play were at one time illegal in the United States. It was illegal for slaves to own them, but the tambourine was not. And so playing a tambourine like this was became part of our religious culture. Religious culture. Sorry, something popped up on a pop-up on the screen. All right, so but it comes from, you know, it has a very deep cultural significance especially for Black Americans in the United States. You know, so this is a drum too. I can't really demonstrate because the head is so loose, but the tambourine has a specific presence in our drums. These drums were illegal, you know, after the Stono Rebellion, slaves rebelled in South Carolina. So there's a bit of history. And that's one of the reasons why in the United States we don't have a specific hand drum culture like it carried over from African traditions, like in Cuba and Haiti, Dominican Republic, you know, Venezuela, Colombia, all of the different islands that have their own specific hand drum culture, and in, you know, the islands, the Caribbean, and in places in South America. But without getting too deep, this drum was illegal. This drum was illegal. So we've had, as a Black American, I've had to learn the traditions all over again, start from scratch. It wasn't passed down to me by my father. I had to seek it out. Anyway, so let's go back to the rhythm. Now, do you want to sing?
No.
No, I thought you wanted to sing. My wife is a very good singer, but she's bashful.
Very.
You know, so if you could hear like one of those songs like Inner City Blues, or What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, or Cloud 9 by The Temptations, and you'll hear these patterns. Okay, you'll hear this pattern. Very, very simple pattern, but part of the culture. I just wanted to switch it up a little bit this month. Okay, so let's start, and let's try to to do this because our time is running out. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Tone, tone, slap. Tone, 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 slap. Tone, tone, slap. Tone, 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 slap. Tone, tone, slap. Tone, 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 slap. 1, 2, ready, begin. No bass. Tone, tone, slap. Tone, tone, slap. Tone, tone, slap. Tone, 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 slap. Right, right, right. Left, left, right. Right, right, right. Tone, tone, slap. Right, right, right. Left, 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 right. One, two, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Very good. Very nice job, Martine.
I tried.
Oh, you try good. So just remember that all those are on your right side are in your downbeats. All the left-handed notes are going to be, on the upbeat. Yeah, all your notes that you play on your left hand will be on the up. And there's many different variations that you've heard probably. There's a lot of different variations that I've actually come up with. It's part of my culture, part of my upbringing, and the music that I've grown up playing. So I wanted to touch on that at some point during our monthly rhythm circles. So what I want to say is that every day, if you could play a little bit, just a little bit, even if it's for 15 or 20 minutes, you should try to do that. And even make up your own rhythms. It's fine. It doesn't have to be like, you play only traditional rhythms. This is for your brain health. You can make up patterns, make up different patterns and, record yourself. Or what you could do is, a lot of times when I was growing up, learning how to play, I would turn on my favorite music, and I'd sit in front of the record player, the turntable. Remember before we had all this technology where you can click and listen to music.
Vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl. I love vinyl. I used to sit in front and take out albums you know, and play to the entire album. Like just groove, just play. I didn't know, a lot of times I didn't know what I was doing or what the percussionist on the record was doing. Or I used to play, sometimes I used to play with albums that didn't have percussion, and I would pretend that I was the percussionist, but I was the conga player. And I would sit there and groove. I turn on Santana records, Marvin Gaye, a lot of Motown, the Isley Brothers. That was like my favorite music growing up, because it had a lot of it had conga drums in it, and I used to learn that music. And eventually, and we also had an album called Drums of Passion by Babatunde Olatunji. And I used to play to that record. I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I did, but I mean, kind of. You know, I didn't know exactly all the patterns. And I used to try to mimic what I heard on the records. And sometimes I would just play. Like, you know, my brother used to like the Beatles, so I would even play that, you know, or some of my father's records, like, you know, Count Basie and Frank Sinatra, and, Duke Ellington records. I used to play to that. So turn on your favorite music. Turn on your favorite music. Turn on the record player or put some headphones on, ear pods, whatever, and just play. You know, because that's the fun of it. You don't have to don't be so particular about being correct, but just play. And that's part of the fun. And also, if you can, if you feel up to, turn on some music and dance. I'm not a great dancer. I should be, but all my rhythm is in my hands and not in my feet. On the rest of my body, sometimes I look silly dancing. But you know, dance. Put your whole body into it. Dance, play the drum, you know, drum. And if you have another instrument that you like, you know, go and take some piano lessons or, you know, recorder or whatever. All of that helps your brain health. Learning something new helps you, helps your brain become active. I have a friend back in New Jersey, and she's like, you know, in her late 80s, and she's taking piano lessons. She actually taking piano lessons, you know, still, like she's been taking piano lessons for the last 10 or 12 years, something like that. And she never always wanted to play the piano and never had the chance to because she was raising children and, you know, whatever, you know, life. And she retired and she's taking piano lessons. And she's still active. Like I see her on Instagram, you know, making comments and stuff. I was like, well, you better go ahead, Miss Cleo, you know, with your bad self. My name is Cleo. Anyway, so until next month, September, I believe it's September 17th is our next scheduled, yes, the third Saturday. Next virtual rhythm circle will be September 17th. We will bid you adieu, and we will see you next month in September. And remember, stay healthy, stay safe, and we will see you in September. We'll see you in September. Let me stop. Okay. All right. Thanks so much.